Hey guys, it's Frank from Pond King Fishing, and today we just wanted to go over and show you some of the top waters that I use, why I use them, when I use them, and why this is my favorite lure probably of all time. So first we're going to start at the top row up here. We have the River to Sea Whopper Plopper, and this is a cool bait, super easy to use. This is the 110 series. It's a little bit heavy of a lure. I use an extra heavy rod for it. It's about a 7'5", and yeah, you gotta have a little bit stout of a rod for these, but it's really easy to use. You literally just chunk this thing out there, reel it in, find the right speed, and the tail just plop plop plop. Makes a really cool sound, and sometimes the bass go crazy over this thing. I haven't caught a giant fish on this yet, but a lot of pros have, and they have very good stout hooks on them. I love the hooks on this thing. But this is a great lure, and yeah, I love to use it. This is my Yo-Zuri 3D Inshore Popper 120F. Now, this is a big, loud popper, and when I was in Florida, I actually used this for snook, jack crevalle, which they went crazy over this thing. You could throw this thing all day long, and if there was schooling jack around, they would smoke this thing. I haven't tried this yet in freshwater. Now, I imagine it would have a time and place for there. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. It's a big, heavy lure, but yeah, big pops off of this thing. Really cool lure, love it. Now, this one is more for bass fishing right here. I actually got this out of a mystery tackle box about 3 years ago, and I don't know who makes this lure. If anybody knows, just leave me a comment down below and let me know. But this thing is awesome. It's a walking bait that pops. It's a pencil popper, and it's got a pretty loud rattle in it. Really cool lure. It walks perfect. It does like a perfect zigzag walk. Not hard to use, and it pops at the same time. I've caught a lot of bass on this thing, and I love it. It's got really good hooks on it, and it's just a great lure. But yeah, that thing's awesome. Next we have, oh geez, who makes this thing? It's not Yo-Zuri. Is it Mirrolure? Anyways, but this is another pencil popper, and I can't remember who makes it right now, but it's a really cool looking lure, and I actually bought this for snook fishing in Florida. Cool looking. It doesn't make a super big pop, but it does walk good. Hi girl. And yeah, it's a cool lure, pencil popper. I prefer the other pencil poppers for sure. But next we're gonna go, this is a regular popper. It's a big one. I got it out of a mystery tackle box, and really cool. It's almost like a sexy shad color, and yeah, it's just a good popper, and love this thing. Next we have my prop bait, and this is Head On. Love this company. Anybody that follows the channel knows that Head On Super Spook, the puppy, is actually my favorite top water of all time. Got sharp hooks on it still, but these prop baits are really cool, and they're really easy to use. You just chuck it out there and reel it in, and this prop actually it like churns up the water, and if you throw it up close to shore and work it down the shoreline, this thing is great, man. Fish love this thing. I've caught quite a few bass on this one. I like using this thing, you know, first light, last light. That's the type of deal I like to use this lure. But moving down the line, we're gonna go to the best, in my opinion. These are just regular walking baits, like you walk the dog with these. This is a Lawson Lindsay lure. Came out of a mystery tackle box many years ago. I haven't thrown this in freshwater really, but this is a great lure for saltwater. Snook, redfish, tarpon, trout, they go crazy over this thing. Jack crevalle. This is a great saltwater fishing lure for big game fish. Haven't really thrown this for largemouth, but we'll get around to it. Next, this is a Miradine, and you can pick these up at Walmart in Florida for like $3 to $4. Great lures for saltwater fishing, trout. They got big stout hooks on them, saltwater proof. They're coated. Really good lures. I actually caught a long-nosed gar on this in Florida, but yeah, these are cool lures. Got a really loud rattle, sounds like a can of spray paint. Next, we're going to go over down the line. This is my Berkley Jaywalker. I've thrown this thing a ton, and I love this lure. It's got really good walking action. I don't want my cat to get hooked. Say hi to everybody, girl. Yeah. But this is the Berkley Jaywalker. I have one gripe about this guy. When you cast it, these hooks seem to bind up like that, and it really aggravates me because then it doesn't walk right. Come here, girl. It doesn't walk right after that. So that's the one gripe. Berkley, if you're listening, you got to fix that. It's horrible. But it walks really good. Got a nice sounding rattle in it. Cool lure. Looks really good. I actually bought this for saltwater fishing in Florida. And yeah, this is the 120 size. Cool lure, just don't like that hook deal, so I don't throw it as much. Next, this is the Rapala Skitterwalk. This is the big boy. Really cool lure. These things walk really awesome. This is the Pearl White. The only problem is the hook's rusted, and I tend to rinse my lures every time, and it's still rusted. Rapala, you got to fix that. Your hooks are not so great. I mean, I could change them. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Yeah. Next, we're going down to my favorites. These are Head-On Super Spook Juniors. This is the bone color. I have caught a ton of fish on this. Anything from snook to largemouth bass. Let's see, I've also caught bowfin on this. These things are fish destroying machines, and they're super easy to use. Great lure. This is the Super Spook Junior. This is a saltwater one, but I use it in freshwater too. I catch a ton of largemouth bass on this thing. This is my color, bone. These things catch a ton of fish, man. I've just had really good luck with it. Another one, this is the bone in like silver. It's like got a pearlescent silver to it. Looks really good. You can throw this on schooling bass in the middle of the day and they will smoke this thing. Schooling bass, topwater, awesome. Such a fun bite. But yeah, this is a great lure. This is the same thing, just black and gold. I use this one more first light, last light, low light conditions. I love this lure. Great. Hooks rusted out. I got to change the hooks on it. Now, this one it's interesting. This is from Temu, and it is pretty much like an exact replica of the Super Spook. It's a little bit different, but not by much. I got this from Temu. I think I paid like 50 cents for this lure, and it's got a decent little rattle in it. Like, that's the Temu one. This one's a little bit deeper, the Head-On, but I mean, for 50 cents, you can't go wrong. I don't know how much they are now. That was about a year ago. Next, this is the Megabass. I don't remember the name of this guy, but I'm not a big fan. It's got this curve in the back right here, and to me, this is just my opinion, it walks kind of funny, and I was fishing it out of a kayak. Wasn't a big fan of it, but, you know, I still have it. It might have a time and a place in the future. Next, we have the Rapala Skitterwalk Junior, I believe it's called. This is an awesome lure. It looks like a rainbow trout or a sea trout, like a baby. Now, this is the full size, and this is the mini one. This thing is just awesome. I love this lure. I throw it all the time, catch a ton of bass on it. It's just an awesome lure, and you don't need a super heavy rod to throw this one like you do the other. Now, on to my favorites. They're tangled up. Let me fix it real quick. Alright. This is the Head-On Zara Puppy. And if you can find these, I highly, highly recommend these things. I catch a ton of bass on these. I actually got this one here in Nebraska. Got this one at Tarpon Fishing Outfitters in Pasco County, Florida. And the bone is just epic. But listen to this, guys. No rattle. So if the fish are a little bit spooky, and you throw this thing on, they will destroy this lure. This thing has caught me. This is by far my favorite. I can throw it on BFS gear. Love it. Light tackle, small top water, awesome. Alright, so we've gone over all my top waters here, my walking baits, poppers, prop baits, etc. And here's how I do it. I like to throw these first thing in the morning, first light, low light condition. I don't know why, but for me, I catch a ton of bass in low light on top water, especially in the summertime when the water's hot. These things just get destroyed, and to me, it is the most fun way to catch fish. When you see a big fish blow up on a top water and do a flip out of the water to get your lure, it is the most exciting, exhilarating thing you will ever do in your fishing career. I freaking love top water explosions. Anybody who's ever experienced it will know what I'm talking about. It is so much fun. But yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, I can throw this one on BFS gear. I have Shimano Aldebaran Phoenix Feather light rod and 8-pound test, and that's what I use for this. Now, if I'm throwing a full size one of these Super Spook Juniors, I use my Shimano SLX DC and my Falcon Evo medium heavy rod to throw these. And if I'm throwing one of these big chonkers, like let's just say this one, my Whopper Plopper, I use an extra heavy rod. I have a Lew's speed spool with 30-pound braid, and I just tie it up on there, chuck it out there, straight retrieve. These things are awesome. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment and leave a like and subscribe. You know, I really appreciate everybody, all the new people to the channel. Thank you guys so much. We're trying to do big things here, and this is a dream of mine, and I can't wait to see what the future brings with us. And thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll talk to you later. Tight lines, everybody.